Hello and welcome back to the CMG Road Company $10,000 main event. And man, what a first series that we just casted. Fawn, I gotta say, I couldn't ask for a better one.
Yeah, I am once again, congratulations to the innovators. I'm glad to be able to see them move forward in the bracket here. 437 have been sent to the losers bracket for those of you that are just now catching up, but I do appreciate the gameplay that we saw from both of these two individuals. I think it is an amazing time to be able to see that happen. But this next upcoming game, this is definitely one for the ages here. I think this is a very, very interesting game to be able to watch. Like two extremely strong teams going up against one another for sure.
Oh yeah, big time. We're sitting here looking at the bracket. Everyone's wondering, oh, which match are you talking about? Well, it's definitely going to be a good one, man. The one that we got coming up next is going to be Justus versus Empire of the Sun. Now, let's go ahead and talk about this just a tad bit, okay? Because Justus, we know that they did take a loss last month to Right Turtle. They showed amazing prowess in the finals, especially with the KA30s. And, now that the KA30 is restricted from gameplay, who knows? A lot of people are saying things might change up. And Justus this month, they ended up getting the first seed overall for this main event. They were able to beat out Right Turtle in the very first qualifier to take home that very first seed. And honestly, everyone was having them as the favorite up until a little bit of a roster change. So, one of their players in Ink, a lot of players know him. Oh, Ink, man, he's the amazing chalk player, the frontliner, the person doing it all for the squad, the top fragger and king of the hill. He decided to leave the team of Justus, man. He decided to take his talents elsewhere. So he ended up teaming up with one of his old friends, Pixie. Now, a lot of people do remember Pixie and Ink. They used to team back about 10 months ago. So, they are good friends. They come over from the console days before they swapped over to coming over to PC. So they've known each other for a long time. And now they're going to be teaming up together. So it's going to be interesting now that Ink isn't on this Justus squad, because they're going to have to fill in for him. And everyone knows Ink being such a top player, that's going to be extremely hard. So let's go ahead and check out the layout of this series that we are going to be watching for Justus. Now, when it comes to that fourth player, very quickly, I just want to say that fourth player that they have decided to pick up in place of Ink is going to be exclusive. Now, for the players that do not know, exclusive, he has been in a lot of different tournaments, a lot of smaller tournaments recently and things like that. Some hosted by yours truly, of course. And, he has been showing up every single time, been top fragging so many times. But the one knock on exclusive is that he has never been on a set team. The highest that he has ever placed in a 10K main event is 16. Now, for everyone that realizes that means you essentially made the main event but didn't win a series. So he has never won a series in a main event. So already coming into today, he's already won one series. So he's already ahead of that. So he is already ahead of anything he's done in the past. So we got to see how exclusive is going to be able to fill in on this Justus squad.
And that's definitely goes to show, not only depending on how well they do it shows the overall prowess of not only the team, but how hard it is they've actually worked to try and manipulate things to their advantage, right? To see how well that they've actually been practicing, actually been training, is considering the new person on the roster here. And we're starting things off on Windward as well. We can take a look at the bans real quick. I'm curious to see who they're actually going to end up banning here. It's going to actually be Trench and Ronan this time around. Interesting. A focus on the Trench. Now, that's a character that we saw earlier at the very, very last set, but only on one map, and that was Favelas. We were watching 437 take on the Innovators, and I'm wondering why the Trench ban here. I mean, I suppose that if we're talking about from different perspectives, you could be a little bit concerned about Trench's barbed wire being utilized and spread out, I guess, at the entrance of A, or you could worry about his barbed wire being spread on both sides of both different perspectives of B. It's something to be worried about, but I don't think it's something that deserves a ban slot, really. I think there's a workaround for that, right? And I don't think that it's really too big of an issue. I am a little bit curious about this.
Oh yeah, I feel the same way. Maybe trying to get rid of those claymores. Who knows? Maybe they're going to be using chalk. They don't want to have to deal with that. They want to run their non-tenacity players. But either way, we're hopping right into this Windward Demolition. Who knows if this series will go the distance too, man? Who knows? Because right now, Justus, they have a new fourth. Everyone is watching to see how they're going to be playing today, how Exclusive is going to be filling in. Will they be able to replicate the success that they have found in the past with this new fourth? So many different fourths have been on this roster this year, and now it's Exclusive's time to shine as he's going to be going up against a squad that is well practiced. I just said in the last series that this squad in Empire of the Sun, they were up at 4 in the morning last night scrimmaging. They were not playing around, man. This squad right here, they are dedicated and they want to win and want to win bad. So right now, all I got to say is watch out, Justus. Empire of the Sun is coming for you.
And you have Runway being hovered as well. Delana hovering between Fixer, hovering between Mac. Anvil, but he lands and finishes the lock-in on the Scorch here. Now, Runway, this is a character we've seen open multiple times today, seen her really tear it up throughout the weeks of the CMG Showdown, but I am curious overall to see how Runway fares throughout this main event, because so far this is only the second time we've seen her, and we just watched 5 games, and out of those 5 games she only got picked once. This is what's interesting to me, is do people feel there is not as much of a presence or not as much of a threat for this Runway anymore, is what I'm interested in.
I feel like players are more starting to use the utility that they have a little bit wiser. So, you know, you don't need that second set of utility. So maybe players are just getting a little bit better at adapting to where they need to be putting their utility that they do have. So I'm not exactly sure. You know, it's a good question as to why the Runway hasn't been picked as much, but the Runway is going to be coming out on this defensive side. Now, one thing that I will say is that it's automatically going to be giving this Dallas 2 mollies when they land, and it's going to be giving what it looks like is going to be the Dahlia 2 grenades. I'm guessing that they would give the Dahlia grenade, maybe give the Kestrel the extra bounce nade. Not exactly sure, but either way, they're going to be having double up on their utility on 2 of their rogues, and this is going to be an A push coming out. Now, one thing I'm surprised that there is no glitch. I am very surprised about that. The Ronin was banned out, so I figured that the glitch would be coming out especially if there's going to be no trench. Like, I would figure you were going to ban glitch, but you know, who knows, man. I figured one of these teams would be able to pick it, but right now in Windward, bigger map, they're not going to be opting for that, as Drew Whitlock is going to be able to find first blood onto Delena, but they're going to plant that bomb anyways. He's going to be getting right back up.
Yeah, it seems like they're already pieced out for now, as everyone's sort of slowly biding their time. Dallas is playing by mid. This could be potentially a big play here. Doesn't seem like they really know that, as they're currently trying to overtake site. No smokes, no nothing to try and stop things. But Drew manages to toss us out the drones and manages to down and kill Delana. That's already one down. Yeah, you're right.
It's a time game. Exclusive. He has a molly. All he has to do is wait till the last second and throw the molly on the bomb. They're coming to clear it out. Is he going to go for it? No, he's going for the shots. He's able to down one, not able to get the molly off. That means the Kestrel is going to have to come and get him off at the site. And no, it's not going to be able to happen. And just like that, Empire of the Sun are going to be able to retake. Man, such a close round. Man, that was a good down by Exclusive, but getting pushed by 3 people, man, just was not enough. He tried to get the molly off.
Yeah. Definitely an interesting perspective to have overall, I would say, is making sure that you get that down, you get the res off, and then you just sort of back off, really. Like, that's exactly what we saw happen. Majority of the team, they saw that down actually happen. They managed to get the revive off, and then they sort of just, like, play back and wait, right? Like, they're just holding off, waiting for the correct and right moment to actually play that retake, and they do. Justus Roco as well, one of the finalists of the last main event, now here going up 0-1 against Empire of the Sun.
Yeah, and right now it is going to be an A push coming out of this squad. Trench off the map, as the Scorch is going to be having the bomb. She's not going to be needing to worry about any barbed wire, not going to be need to worry about any claymores. Probably just going to be going up to get this bad boy down. Maybe one smoke to aid that cause. And right now, Big Sniper is going to be in the back. Now, one thing that I will say about Turner is that he is able to hit these shots, man. He has this sniper out for a reason. It is not just for show. Sometimes people will pull it out saying, yeah, I can snipe sometimes, you know, kind of like me. You know, I pull it out when I'm really feeling myself, but I know I can't really snipe that crazy. But Turner's one of those guys, no, he can really snipe your head off, and he can hang in there with the best of them. So having him at this backside of the site is going to be so good. Now, they do know that one of these players is going to be on site. Chapo going to be able to come in and take down Delina, but that's not going to matter as he's going to get right up, right into that Molly, and he's going to be able to down Turner because of that immunity to the Molly. He's going to pick that bomb right back up, and they're going right back into warfare as it is now a 3v3. Gronky downed himself, sadly, and so now it's going to be a big situation where they need to figure out how to coordinate this push now.
Right now, we are talking about at least an even 3-on-3 so far. But they are going to at least try and rotate all the way over to a different site, plant the bomb, and set up in a different perspective. Try and make it harder for Empire of the Sun to try and make it back in. They are at least going to lower one of them. Almost rolls off the side. Whew. A little bit of a heart stopper right there for sure.
Yeah, he had a G-slide to get back on the map. He was almost out of there, and Delina gonna be able to 3-tap a player. Yes, is gonna be able to down him, but he gets shot in the back by the Dahlia, and now it is only one player left as Exclusive goes down as well. Smoke is gonna be coming out so he can go ahead and start defusing this bad boy, and you can see Frag Out. He's just gotta shoot through the smoke as they tried to plant for their spawn, but that's not gonna work out, especially if you get taken out. And just like that, Empire of the Sun, they read it perfectly, and they're gonna be going up 2-0. I said, watch out, Justus. We got a long series ahead of ourselves, though. Let me not get ahead of myself.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is so far 2-0. Empire of the Sun have been doing amazing with their retakes. I mean, you can't ever really complain with how they've been retaking. That's 2 retakes in a row that have pretty much gone their way. They've been doing extremely well with maintaining control of these different sites and overall keeping the pressure on. That's what's extremely powerful about them. Empire of the Sun have really just been, they aren't afraid to let them play their game eventually, right? They understand at times that things may be a little bit different. They may try and push in and, hey, force people off, and, you know, like we may have to play retake, but they will always play at their pace, even after they have to play retake. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, big time. And now it's going to be a fast push onto this B side, excuse me, and they are going to be pushing out the backside. Not going to be playing for the plant, getting that player extremely low, and anytime that they get somebody low, they want to make moves off of that. But looks like the call is going to be coming back to plant the bomb, and that's the perfect situation to get pinched, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Drew is able to take out one. Chapo's able to take out another. Just like that, they are dropping like literal flies. Frag trying to do what he can to take these players out, but now he's in a 1v1.
Oh,
this is a very winnable situation now for Frag Out, especially if no revive is going to be able to come through. You see one player, he is going to be crawling back as Frag. I think he knows that they're going to be going for this revive. I'm not sure why he was able to let them get it, but just like that, it's going to be happening, and the revive is going to be coming through from... No, it's not. Oh my goodness, he almost was able to get that one, but the player did get finished, and it's going to be a 2v1. Frag's able to take out one. Now he's running around. Frag is able to take out two, and just like that, Frag Out Tanks is able to clutch up the 1v3, letting them know, listen, I've won 7 of these bad boys for a reason. I make the $10,000 plays. I'm the best player to ever touch Rogue Company, and I'm making a statement right here. Man, what a play by Frag Out.
It was definitely an earlier push as well. You see that they take that fight, but as that's happening, Dallas is pushing up top, right? I mean, you have to swing that at the exact same time. If they swing that at the same time, it's a different story. But playing around that little cart right there, I think the better option for you is to actually try and see if you can go around on both sides, attack from both angles. One go left, one go right, and keep the pressure on that way. Don't go for an opportunity that's overall going to be a struggle, right? Because I think that time it took for him to crawl up there is the time that it took for his teammate to die. And I think in a situation like that, you just need to go around, stay grounded, and don't attack from above, because that allowed her to 1v1, get her stim off, and make sure she got all her health back.
Yeah, exactly. And just like that, they tried to do the same thing as last time, but that's not going to work. And all three players do get dropped immediately. And just like that, Gronky now in a 1v4, he's going to have to do the impossible now in a 1v3 situation. But hey, if Frag can do it, Gronky can do it as well. He's been right there through him with all the championships. And now this is a very interesting situation because right now, Gronky, I'm not sure if they know where Gronky's at. Yes, it looks like they do now. So he is going to get sandwiched from either side. As he's got to come up here, he's got to grab this bomb. That's going to be a lot easier said than done. Kestrel coming out, Simtex coming out, but he is going to get taken out. As that's going to be a 3-1 advantage now for Empire of the Sun, as they are looking so solid.
Yeah, right now, 3-1 as Justus Roco have been doing well at first. They're able to get the bombs down. I love the awareness to be able to rotate from site to site. Obviously, realize when a site is lost and make sure you overtake the other one. But Empire have just been doing and staying one step ahead, right? They were able to win one round, but at the end of the day, it wasn't enough to keep them invested. It wasn't enough to allow them to keep that momentum. Empire of the Sun still have the lead, and they're leading by 2 rounds at that. I mean, that is a tall order to try and see if you can make a comeback for, especially when you're looking at how Empire of the Sun and Justice have both been playing. If you have a team that's been playing ahead of you for quite some time, and it seems like that's been the case for these 3 rounds as they've won, 5 rounds total, it makes it a little bit harder to really keep in mind what it is that you need to do, because it always seems like, okay, we plan it here, but they're always retaking. What are we doing wrong, et cetera, et cetera. That one round that Justice have been able to win might be the start of something potentially.
Yeah, and just like that, he was almost taken out from mid. You got to be careful. You can put the bomb down, though. I was about to say, you're sitting there, you might as well plant it, as he is eating everything, man. 2 mollies, which he's obviously immune to. He's eating grenades as well. And Delena doing everything he can to stay alive. Exclusive does drop, though. Not exactly sure from where. Kestrel ult coming out from Drew as they're able to down another one. And now all that's left is going to be Gronky on the Kestrel. He's all by his lonesome. Going to need to stim. Get up to the top. Clutch a 1v3 if you can. Hit another stim. That's 2 in a row. He's able to get the third. No, he's going to get taken out as that player did get Dahlia res. Close stuff. But right now, Empire of the Sun, they are looking extremely solid as they are a 4-1 on this defensive side of Windward.
Yeah, right now, things have definitely been taken care of, as it is now currently a 4-1 scenario. Empire of the Sun, once again, I mean, it's these retakes, man. I mean, you see things slowly start to dwindle out of control for Justus Roco. They get the bomb down, and just like every other round, except for one, obviously, that they've won, it makes it that much more of an issue. It's like every time they get the bomb down, Empire of the Sun is able to retake not only effectively, but keep the ball in their court, because they're able to bounce back from people being down, them being outnumbered. Obviously, you have a situation where Frag Out clutches, right, and wins them that round. But that's not going to happen every time, right? Like, you're not going to expect a clutch every single time of every single round. You really have to start thinking about things a little bit differently. They force Chapo off of the objective, and they've got the bomb, but he really can't push in to do anything about that. He gets revealed, but is he going to be able to really set it down? No one's going to even try and swing him.
Yeah. And that's exactly what you want, man. Able to get that bad boy down. Another down going to be coming out. Chapo takes out Frag. And, oh, man, that is going to be the Dahlia, so that is going to be looking very good for them. And just like that, it's a 2v2 situation now. Now a 2v1. All that's left is going to be the Dahlia, looking a lot better for Justus Roco. Because right now, they're going to need to take out this one last player. But just like that, he's going to be taking one out, and they got a revive off, so it's a 2v1 just like that. It flips for Empire of the Sun. My goodness, how the tables have turned.
Yeah, right now, you have a 1v2 so far, and Chapo swings around, manages to get that kill. Like I said before, you can't always rely on the clutch, not from everyone on the side of Justus Roco. This is now going 5-1. You've got one more round before we're talking about even going to a half. But so far, Empire of the Sun have had a tremendous lead over Justus.
Yeah, and you know, the one thing that I will say, if you're a fan of Justus watching, if you're rooting for them to win, they are on the offensive side, and Trench isn't ban. That's the one weird thing that's throwing me off, because that's a defensive ban. That's a ban that you say, look, we're playing offense and we want to get rid of Trench because we don't want to walk into that. So the fact that they banned a rogue that they aren't even playing against right now, or weren't going to be playing against, and they're still up 5-1, that just means they're going to be so much more comfortable when they got to flip and go to that offensive side, because they know that that Trench ban ended up paying off very nice dividends for them right now as they're up 5-1.
You know, so far, things have been not looking too good for Justus Roco. We see that Scorch is playing by the mid side here. Drew seems to be pushing out. And actually, yeah, so they do actually push out. They get Gronky, Exclusive, Delana. Everyone goes down. Delana's the only one that's killed, but it's not looking too good for the rest of them to be able to try and retake. Frag out manages to at least get one, takes care of Drew, and now we're looking at a 2v2. Exclusive. They do down more. Tosses out the nade, tries to kill him around the corner, but they're going to take care of that one 2-5. They take this one before we swap halves.
I hope that we have Exclusive's POV. If we don't, it's all good, but Exclusive just went massive. That is the Exclusive that I was talking about. That right there is the reason that they picked this man up. He just won a 2v1 gunfight as Kestrel. He loves that rogue, and he is very capable of winning some crazy gunfights on it. He was able to do it there. Beautiful stuff, just chilling in that corner, able to turn the tables, man. That went from a 2v4 straight up into a 2-1-0, as they were both able to pick up 2 kills. Great stuff from Frag and Exclusive right there. And now, if you're looking at this Justus squad, okay, you were able to get 2 rounds on offense. Now you just got to make sure that they don't get 3 on offense, and you're good to go. It's all you got to do, man. It's all you got to do. You're down 2-5. It's not out of reach yet. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, right now, with the draft changes, both of these teams are running runway, and the Dahlia Chalk combo finds itself on the Empire of the Suns team. Once again, this is another strong composition and strong duo comp that we've seen actually happen before. And I think that's probably what's most important about all of that. It's obviously a replay from last round, because they do manage to get a couple good kills here and there, but what's most important for right now is the Chalk Dahlia combo, right? Because we've seen this last game that we looked at this tournament. It's been very effective, right? The Chalk Dahlia combo. But at the same time, I'm not sure how everything is going to end up playing out for the most part. Because I guess a draft like this, like, you have a lot of control just with the Kestrel and Runway alone. But we're talking about a situation where Chalk might get taken out a lot earlier before he can really even make it onto site, depending on who's watching what angle, but also the type of utility they have to prevent them from getting on the site. That's what these runways are for, right? It's actually for both teams to make sure they can get on the site, and the other team has it to make sure they don't get onto site, right? Like, that's to prevent them from getting there. And
exactly. No, I was just going to say, to your point, that's why you saw the Scorch coming out of Justus when they were on the offensive side, because they knew that the mollies were going to be coming out, and that's how Delana was able to stay on site for so long in so many of these crazy situations. Now, this is weird. They started planting the bomb. Now they're turning around. Chalk is ulting. I guess they're going to fully play for this one player on the flank, and it looks like it's going to be Exclusive. Exclusive is now in a corner, but just like that, Delana, he's going to be there to help out his team. Exclusive is going to be healing up, and that just flipped on Empire of the Sun's head. They went from getting a free plant down to all of a sudden a player down, the bomb down, and everything arrived for them right now. So right now, Turner, he's just in this corner, just trying to live as long as he can. He's going to get taken out, and all that's left is the Dallas, and he gets taken out as well. So now 3-5 situation, you know, 1 round closer for the side of Justus, and that right there was an all-around amazing round from them on that defensive side, just showing that capability. Even when Exclusive needed help, he was getting caught out on the flank, and what did the team do? They immediately came over to Market and had his cross for when they tried to push him out at the bottom of those stairs at the bottom of Flowers. Man, that was just absolutely beautiful gameplay coming out of this Justus Roco squad. 7 downs coming out of Grunky right now. This might be the start of a comeback. Like I said, definitely not out of reach, but we are going to need to see Empire of the Sun do something and do it very, very quickly if they're going to want to put the nail in the coffin, if you will, because being up 5-2, that's going to be such an advantage and something that you look back on and say, we should have won this map. No excuses whatsoever. Only had 3 more to win, and we let them win 6 rounds. That one is going to hurt if they end up coming back. But right now, Empire of the Sun doing everything they can to not let that happen. But first, they're going to have to get the bomb down. Looks like it is going to be an A push coming out of this squad right now. Still one player. That is going to be Drew. He's going to be watching the flank, making sure that Exclusive isn't able to do anything on the flank, which he loves flanking. Honestly, he's such a good flanker overall. He loves doing it, completely loves doing it. He is the new flanker for the squad. Last time, Justus, they would always have Frag out. He would be the one kind of doing that flanking thing, sometimes Gronky, but now with Exclusive here, my guess is that the roles might be switched a little bit. Body shot going to be coming out from Exclusive on the runway, and now they're going to be knowing that this bomb is going to be rotating over to the B bomb site. But are they going to know that Drew is pushed up? Losi's here with him. This is going to be a 3v2. You got to watch out. Man, this is going to be such a good push coming out of this offensive squad, but it looks like they are going to be retreating as 4 players. What are you doing, Chalk? I don't know why he challenged that, but it looks like it's going to prevail as Losi going big. He's going to be able to take out 2. Bronky gets another one. Dahlia Rez going to be coming out as well. They're going to be stopping that bad boy. It's going to be a 2v1. Losi going to be doing it all by himself, but he is going to lose that one and get taken out, and that is going to be a 4-5 situation in favor of Empire of the Sun. Now, the thing is Justus, they're slowly making this comeback. That's 2 rounds in a row now that they are able to win, and that is absolutely massive. You got to be able to win these rounds. We already saw how they were able to do on the defensive side, or excuse me, on the offensive side. Now we're seeing them on the defensive side, and they are locking it down. You see so many amazing plays. Losi able to do what he does with this amazing deagle, just putting them down, man. Great stuff. You love to see it. Then Gronky coming up with the hip fire. He loves doing that, man. Hip firing with ARs feels like some submachine gun action sometimes. Sometimes just absolutely beaming with that hip fire shot. So you love to see that accuracy coming out of these players. Even if they're hip firing, man, still takes a whole lot of talent, man. This is the best players in the world. Definitely going to be excited to be keep on seeing these awesome gameplay clips from these players, as right now it looks like it is going to be an A push, and Cronky is going to need to get ready for that bad boy. He's going to turn, watch this middle area, but a triple frag from Frag out. Goodness, and that's going to be another
gracious,
down, and all 4 players are going to get taken out simultaneously, and that is the problem with running in a line like a choo-choo train. Frag out with a big frag, going to be taking them all out.
Yeah, you can't ask for a better opportunity other than that. Like a 3, like we've seen 2-mans, we've seen frags knock down 1, but 3 simultaneously. That is a tall order and probably the best case scenario you could ask for. Nade gets tossed out. Boom. There it is. 3 of them down. Out for this round. And they finish off and kill the last one. That is best case scenario. That is the most you could ask for.
We getting rewinds now? Okay, production, I'll see you getting the smooth replay, man. Shout out to the production team. Shout out to this game, because it is 5-5 right now, and this is going to be such a close one right now. Justus right now, they have been known for their comebacks on the defensive side, but that is not a good way to start it. But you are going to be linked with that Kestrel. Maybe the Kestrel's going to be able to help out. 2 players are going to be revealed, though. That means it's going to be warfare in the middle as Gronky. He's going to be able to take out Turner, and that's going to be exactly what you need. They're going to be trying to res Frag. Looks like that's not going to be able to happen, as he is still down up top, and now it's a 2v2 situation. Not able to shoot over that ledge, but you got to get back over. Yes, he's able to get over. 44 HP left, and he's going to go plant this bad boy, most likely in the deep corner for the enemy spawn, and then they're going to run up and try and do what they can to hold this angle. That's exactly what you're going to see right here.
Yeah, both of them are moving around to the diffuser spawn, the defender spawn. But that bomb is planted so far into the corner that even playing this angle, not having direct line of sight with the bomb, there's so much it is that you can still see, even if you round that truck once again, right? Like, there's so much you can take a look at. You obviously have Drew watching, waiting to see and give the call. Now you see that Chalk's trying to push right back around. Can't pick again. Simtex gets tossed out, but Drew is in such a good spot. Manages to get 1. Can't find the second, because now his teammate rolls right on back around. 6-5 so far, as this round is lost by Justus Roco, but won by Empire of the Sun.
Yeah, big time. And, like you said, you plant in that deep corner. Drew, he had the angle on the bomb. So you can see if a player goes over to that bomb to try to defuse it from that back right corner. It's just a little cheeky spot the players started to figure out. It's not really used too often. You don't see too many clutch situations where players are holding that angle for a bomb plant there. But, definitely interesting to see it play out here. And play out in favor of the attackers. If you're able to get a nice bomb plant, the thing is, Justus saw that bomb planted in the corner. They immediately knew they have to push out the back. They immediately know exactly where you're going to be. Guess why? Because if you're going to be planting the bomb there's only one place to watch it from, and that is exactly where Drew was. But they just ran into the meat grinder. A bunch of Saharas were waiting for them, and they got taken out very swiftly. So the first round for this offensive side of Empire of the Sun, and one that they desperately needed. And right now, that is going to be a nice start as Turner able to snipe Frag out. And that's going to be a nice start. And they're able to get the finish. Wow. That is going to help out this squad so much. My goodness, that's going to set them up hugely because now they can push either site with so much aggression.
Yeah, right now seems to be the biggest possible problem is trying to find a way onto the site to actually get this bomb down because of the angles it is they're holding. They're slowly pushing their way into the site, but they haven't quite found it yet. They know they have to enter these stairs. It's one of them is positioned by the cannons, the other one by bar, and then obviously the other one is a main for the most part. Season has to try and push in, miss it, doesn't find the shot there, but has the Simtex, tosses it out, it blows up, but they have to stick the bomb plant. They're going to send Chalk in there, but I believe he rolls out, actually. Not going to quite find it, tries to push around the corner, but he ducks. What kind of Looney Tunes situation is that? Exclusive finds one kill onto Season, and now the rest of them have to try and scramble to find a better opportunity, try to pick him up, but both of them, so many of them, 3 to be exact, get picked off, and Dallas is the last man standing.
Yeah, just like that, Exclusive, able to turn a 2v4 situation on its head yet again. That's what this squad is so good at doing. You see the sniper come out in the replay, and he's going to be able to swap primaries. Ooh, man, you got to be able to get that one, as he is going to be able to finally get that down. And now we got ourselves a 6-6 situation. It is a best of 3 rounds. Man, this one is coming down to the wire. Fawn, give me your predictions, man. I gotta hear it, man. Call it a certain way, man. Who you got in this little best of 3 when it comes to rounds?
I definitely think Empire of the Sun have been doing well in terms of adaptation, but you can say the same for Justus Roco. It's a pretty close game, I would have to say. I mean, only time will tell. This is the one time where it is I can't even really give my prediction because of how close the game seems to be. We're literally tied at 6-6, 2 rounds out from both teams to be able to actually win this game is the craziest part about it. What started out as such a detrimental game for Justus Roco has now turned the tide. They've tied things up, and here we are.
And right now, Exclusive, he's just camping over on this B site, making sure nobody is going to be coming over. And right now, the closest player to him is Drew. So Drew is playing that top flowers area, just making sure that nobody is going to be flanking. That's really his main job right now, is just make sure that nobody is going to be hitting that nice flank on them while his teammates can work this A push. And you can see right now Chapo with the bomb on his back. He's trying to make some plays. Flash is going to be coming out, not going to be hitting Gronky though, so he might not think that anyone's at the bottom of this staircase, and that might end up being his demise. Frag out is going to be in the middle. And right now, Frag is just waiting to throw a grenade, honestly. You see him, he is the Dahlia. The Flash is going to be coming out. Flash is going to land. So do you make a play off of that? That's really the question, because right now there's 2 players in mid, 2 players in the back of A. What are you going to do if you're Empire of the Sun?
Well, for one, you send the chalk in. Yeah. For one, you send the chalk in to see if he can scout out what's necessary, gaining information for his team, using his ability just to try and see if they can force something to start. But Delana finds one. Turner trades him out, but Exclusive finds so many others. Chalk is the last one standing, and he's playing the bomb. He's not even in a good enough spot to fight himself. His ability is already down, tries to push out, finds good damage, but ain't no time like the present. Tries to swing in, but can't quite find the 2 targets he had already lowered. Instead, Frag out, swings around, gets that kill, and now they can worry about defusing the bomb. Well played.
Oh, yeah. Overall, great stuff by Justus. They knew that, guess what? If you're going to go plant the bomb, we'll just go ahead and push those other players on your team. And that's exactly what they did. And they came out victorious in the gunfights. Just great stuff. Like you said, Exclusive picked up a nice kill to open things up for that squad right there. And now they're only 1 round away from going up 1-0 in this series. And this right here, this is the quarterfinals, ladies and gentlemen. This one is to make it to semis and guarantee yourself at least, I believe, top 6. If you make it to semis, you're guaranteed. So, you know, the winner of this series is guaranteed some money. So this is actually a money series. This is actually major. So, you know, these two teams already battling it out for a piece of the prize, as whoever wins this is guaranteed to at least be top 6. Very interesting.
Yes, it heads right on in. Justus Roco are now on their match point for this very first game here in quarterfinals. So slowly trying to make their way in. They are revealed for the most part. It seems like for right now, things are becoming a little bit more patient on either side. Empire of the Sun waiting to see if anyone tries to rotate around, see if they find any sort of opening available to them. Right now, things are still playing at sort of a snail's pace right now, but Kesha was pretty far up. She has the intel on who's where. Not going to peek out to try and swing or fight because she doesn't want to give herself away. This isn't the time or the moment to do that. So right now, she's just going to hold on to her current position. They have no idea. She swings out and sticks. The Chalk tries to power through it, but it's not enough. They bring down exclusives and Gronky by Marketplace. They kill so many. Dallas is the last man standing here, and he has to find some sort of way to make it towards B site as Delana finds one. Wait a minute. This is more likely to happen than you would think. They take care of Season. Nay gets tossed out in Sin, forces Delana away from the corner, and now he has to find a different vantage point to try and see if he can play this retake.
Yeah, and they were able to get the revive, and that one's going to be hurting because it was looking pretty promising for Delana to be able to pull off a miracle, but right now it's going to be the same situation, but an even worse one as he is the only one alive, and there's an extra player alive. Drew in the same position, able to see this bomb perfectly with that 3P angle. He is just going to be calling out that this player is in the front. You guys don't need to watch the flank anymore. He's just going to be here. He's got to push all of us. We can just wait for him, honestly. He only has a little bit of utility. But we have all the time in the world. You see this great angle. Oh, my goodness. Delana was able to hit the snipe, but it didn't matter as he got taken out. But to even hit that one, my lord, that could have opened up something crazy for a potential clutch play. But either way, man, wow, just a nice shot onto him, man. Beautiful stuff. But right now, you're going to need a lot more of those shots because guess what, Fawn? We got ourselves a 7-7. This bad boy is coming down to the wire.
Yeah, it seems like right now, this is it. Round 15. We've gone the full distance in this very first game of quarterfinals here. And plenty of opportunities still available to everyone involved. I mean, this is a best of 5. So even if this game doesn't go well for either side, they still got a lot of games still left in the back pocket, I would say. He's playing by the zip line. Dallas is playing a little bit more forward, a little bit more aggressive, trying to see if he can stall anyone out. Season's already pretty low. They know that. Wonder what he's going to try and do. He's holding a very passive angle, but he's not going to try and peek or see if he can take those earlier shots. It's not anything in his power that he's going to try and do. Nothing really too crazy for the most part.
Yeah, right now, neither team wants to make a mistake. You can see right now, everyone's playing so passive. Everyone's waiting for someone else to make the play, but this is the play as Chalk is going to be coming to the middle. Stim going to be coming out. Shotbo gets taken out, but guess what? Gronky gets taken out, and that might actually make things a lot worse for Justus because they're going to need Gronky, but that link from that Dahlia is going to be down on the side of Empire of the Sun, so we're going to have a straight-up 3v3 situation. They're going to be pushing out this backside. They see a player on the bottom area. Trade's going to be coming out evenly. Are they going to be able to get this revive, though? They're starting to, but guess what? Just like that, Delana with the panic stalker is going to be flying around the corner, and now it's a 2v1. They've got Dallas trapped in the corner. Drew Whitlock all by himself. He's running for his life, and he's going to get tagged in the back, and just like that, Justus Roco going to be going up 1-0 in the series over Empire.
What a comeback. What adaptation from the team on Justus Roco. It's absolutely crazy to be able to see that happen for so many different people, for so many different teams. It makes it actually extremely crazy to see them adapt to a situation like that. It is wild, honestly. I mean, this was a situation that we saw that had like 5-1, 6-1, an absolutely crazy opportunity for either side to be present. And that's what's crazy about that, man. I mean, that is the wildest thing in the entire world to be able to see a comeback from that far behind. Justus Roco definitely benefit themselves in that.
Oh yeah, big time. And because of plays like this, man, frag out. He using two different guns there. Like, I don't know if people realize he used two different guns there. First, he used the Sahara to down the first guy, and then he swapped to the Mamba after stimming, and then was able to take out the other player with the Mamba from close range. Just amazing stuff all around from Frag. Man, there were some nice plays coming out of these players in this first map, man. This is looking like a series highlight. Forget a single map, but my goodness, man, so many awesome plays. You see Exclusive hitting that nasty snipe, and man, just like that, this squad in Justus able to come back, adjusting yet again. Just so good at doing that every single time that we watch them. They're just the best adjusting team in the game. Exclusive getting two big downs right there to open things up. But man, just wasn't enough that round, sadly. But ended up being Galena clutching this bad boy up. He was not letting anyone through, taking out all of them with that Riptide. Great accuracy coming out of them all around to go up 1-0 in the series. And now we're heading over to Factory King of the Hill.
You know, right now, it's already a great look for Justus Roco to not only be able to swing this all the way back around for their favor, but here we are heading into Factory, and this is an amazing respawn map. I mean, I love playing on this map in terms of respawn game modes. I think it's a great opportunity for anyone to be able to play on this map, purely because of the fact that it really provides a lot of different play styles, a lot of different characters. There's not much it is that you have to worry about. We've seen Lancer actually be brought out a couple times on this map, just to be able to have that sort of presence, but nothing's been too crazy for the most part, I would say. Like, we've seen Lancer here, we've seen a few flankers here on this map, we've seen Ronin here before, but at the end of the day, I don't think this is a map where they're entirely needed or entirely necessary. So
Yeah, no, I completely understand you there. It's really just going to be about your comfort picks. Most likely, we are going to be seeing Scorch and Buy that are going to be banned. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket that we got going down today, as there are so many squads that have already moved on. You see Justus is going to be here going against Empire. That's the one we're watching right now. And the winner of this is going to be going up against Right Turtle, who was able to take out Gotti the OG in the quarterfinals. So that's going to be a very interesting matchup. We might get Justus against Right Turtle. Who knows, man? But the way Empire of the Sun are fighting, don't count them out yet. And then on the other side of the bracket, we got Sweet Moose, who went up against Innovators. And that one's going on right now. That game is undecided. So that one is going to be a very good one as well. And then you got Beefy Albatross going up against Gaming Gorillas, and Gaming Gorillas were able to come out victorious there. So they are going to be moving on to the semifinals. So I think that is probably the least surprising one out of these quadrants, is going to be the Gaming Gorillas moving on to the semis. So they're going to be going up against their first test in the semifinals, whoever ends up making it out between Innovators and Sweet Moose. So that'll be an amazing series to watch as well. Now, let's go ahead and get back to this match, Justus versus Empire of the Sun. Let's take a look at these bans. It's going to be Scorch and Vi. Like I said, most likely going to be Scorch and Vi. You know, these players, they're very set in their ways of what they want to ban and how they want to play it. So I'm assuming that we are going to be... Ooh. Now, I forgot about this. So Exclusive is a very good King of the Hill player. He loves playing Lancer. He loves playing Kestrel. He loves playing Dallas. He loves playing the rogues that he can frag out on. You will never see Exclusive lock in Anvil for anything in his life. That is not his play style. He is not going to be doing that. He wants to be at the top of the leaderboard every single time. And his weak suit out of these game modes is Demolition. So now he's going to King of the Hill, where he's most likely going to be able to shine. I'm not exactly sure which one of those three rogues he's going to be on, between the Lancer, the Kestrel, or the Dallas, but he's definitely capable of playing all three to a very high level. So we just got to see how this Empire of the Sun squad is going to be coming out. And this Empire of the Sun squad, I'm going to be totally honest, they have not looked good in King of the Hill, whether it's scrimmages or whether it's actual tournament gameplay. They are just not a King of the Hill team. Their bread and butter is that Demolition and beating teams in that demo. So I'm sure that losing that demo 8-7 was very heartbreaking. And now it's going to be all about getting it together, because right now is the time that you got to put it all together. No time to wait now.
Yeah, definitely having the Scorch and Vi ban, obviously the usual suspects that we would see in a lot of these respawn game modes. But I agree, like, there's not really much time to try and give yourself time to adapt and change to a lot of this. It has to be happening on the fly, something that we saw with Justus Roco throughout the very first game that we watched on Windward. You don't really have a lot of time here like you would in a lot of the other matchups and during the other weeks, the weeks previous before you come to main event, you have to bring everything here today. Because like you said before, this is one of the matches where they are playing for a sizable sum of money to see if they can move on, see where it is they can actually go to. You have to bring your A game here. Because if you don't, then you're being also sent to the losers bracket. It's going to be that much worse for you.
Oh yeah, big time. The way that losers bracket is already looking, it is already a war.
Yeah.
Trust me. Couple teams already got knocked out, sadly, but hey, guess what? That's just the way that things go, man. Somebody's got to get top 16. So, you know, it sucks that it has to be somebody, but it's got to be somebody every single time, man. So the losers bracket is going very, very quickly, and a lot of teams are advancing, rightfully so, because there's some teams that we could say, look, man, they are considered to be a top 6 team coming into this, but guess what? Right now, they went up against another top 6 team, so somebody's got to go down, and somebody's got to make that losers bracket run. So who knows, between these two squads, both of them are capable of doing that and getting back into that top area. But right now, this is a money match. Like I said, the winner of this is guaranteed, no matter what, $250 for their squad. So let's go ahead and see who's going to be winning this series. We're loading into Factory. It's going to be a good one, Fawn.
Yeah, definitely have to see what's going on here in Factory. Once again, this is the second match. Justus Roco came back off of the precipice of defeat, and now here we are heading into another game. As I'm curious to see the drafts and picks for this respawn game mode. I imagine Phantom gets picked here. We've seen her utilized a lot in these respawn game modes because of her passive, and I think that's a great opportunity to be able to actually see what's going on here.
Yeah, and you know, this is an interesting stat that we got. So Exclusive has a 62% pick rate for Kestrel currently. So right now, that is clearly the rogue that he is most comfortable on. He is looking at that rogue and eyeing it every single time, at least thinking about it. I know that he loves Kestrel so many times. Even in 8s, people ban Kestrel against him in Demolition, even in King of the Hill. Even though you see most of the time it's going to be Scorch and Vi. Sometimes people say, look, Exclusive, I don't want him to do what he does. And right now, Exclusive gonna be on the Dallas. Like I said, I figured he was gonna play one of the 3. My guess is that Delina is just a lot more comfortable on this Kestrel. So, you know, it looks like we're gonna see something extra coming out of Frag Out. He's deciding between Seeker and Dima. Both he's been known to pull out and play extremely well. One time, even changing his in-game name to Seek Out. How he was extremely feeling himself on the Seeker, but maybe we are going to be getting a Dima. Who knows, man? He's debating it. I think he's pulling our chain. Yes, he is. And he's going to be locking in that Seeker for a little bit more intel, so they're going to know exactly where this Lancer is going to be coming from. Now, Gronky's pulling out the Mac. I didn't even bring that up, but there's going to be a Mac on both teams with no Dahlia Link. This is going to be very interesting with that extra trophy on both sides.
Yeah, and that's something that's interesting as well. A character that we've rarely, if at all, even seen throughout the regular season. Here we are at main event seeing a Mac mirror. Mac's drafted on both sides of the team here. And something that brings a very interesting perspective and gameplay to this game mode, really. Because we're talking about a situation where you plant down the flash expands. Obviously, you hear it arming up, you give it time, you can detonate it manually. But it really does sort of clear out a site, right? Like in a non-lethal sort of way. It's something you have to be cautious of when you're playing on that site. The Mac's going to sit there, set up shop, and then activate the flash whenever it is that he actually feels like it, you know? So it's definitely a sort of area control that is non-lethal, but still something you have to be concerned about. It's utility at the end of the day.
Yes, 100%. You can see the bow already going to be coming out, and just like that, Losi going to be running for his life as he was extremely low. Exclusive got taken out. Chapo going to be taken out by Delina. Drew getting a kill as well, so 2-for-1 trade off the rip, and right now things looking good for Empire of the Sun as they have a 20-point lead, mainly because they did get the good side to start off. You know, the A-Hill is very in favor of the blue side off the rip. You're pretty much able to get onto the site and get that early control, and having those early trophies is just making it even harder for Justus to break this hill. And as you can see, they haven't broken anything yet as they do not have a point to their name.
Yeah, right now, this has become a lot more oppressive for Justus Roco. Season and Drew are both keeping them pretty much locked down. A beautiful bounce nade from Frag Out as well. just trying to keep the pressure on for now. They do have control over this next objective, and they actually do push Drew away. Delana manages to down one, and Chapo is hiding around the corner, tries to see if he can get the counter strafe going in. And he does manage to find it a couple times, trying to zigzag, make it hard for him to fight back. Chapo on no HP is trying to close the gap between him and the objective. He finds another, and so does Drew. Chapo downs Gronky. Drew takes him out, and Exclusive is still trying to hold on, but getting double swung is not going to be an easy task for anyone. Instead, he is going to go down.
Oh! What?
This man has such amazing bounces, man.
Wait a second. Did he bounce that off the truck or the ground? Either way, I'm gonna need a replay of that. I'm putting production on blast. I'm gonna definitely need a replay of that one. That was a crazy bounce nade. My goodness. Let's go ahead and check that one out from Fragout, as he's gonna be bouncing.
Where did he bounce it from? The fence in front of him.
It looked like it was off the rear view mirror. That's what that looked like. Yeah. It was off the side mirror of the car. My goodness, I don't even know. Like, I gotta look at this again. Like, I'm mind blown. I don't even know, man. Either way,
that was off the fence in front of him. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, wow, that is amazing stuff by Fragout. My goodness, you hear it, man. Even the music is hyped up, man. The plays right now are just nonstop coming out from this squad. But even with Fragout hitting amazing plays like that, they're still down by about 70 points right now, as Empire of the Sun are doing an amazing job right now holding down this site overall. And, you know, finally, for once, Justus is going to be able to hold this site. And we just got to see if Empire of the Sun is going to be able to keep this momentum on their side and retake yet another site in their favor.
Yeah, they're trying to keep the pressure on, doing everything you can to shoot and get rid of that Mac gadget, but it might be a little bit too much. Drew is at least taking him out for a little bit. Multiple members on different teams fighting back and forth, however, tries to cross over, and Season and Turner both find plenty of damage into the opposing side here. Justus Roco gonna have to try and find another way around to the final objective of this game, and this is like one of the hardest to hold too. So good luck, honestly. Like, this is a really difficult site to actually hold.
Yeah, 100% right now, and you can see the mollies coming out, and right now 2 players are down, so Fragout gonna be hopping over, is able to get into the site, control this bad boy, and now you're gonna need to hold this final site for this entire minute. You gotta have a crazy comeback, but we have seen some pretty wild comebacks on this particular hill. This is definitely one of those hills, kind of like that final palace one, where if you can figure out exactly where they're gonna be spawning from, you can just lock it down by just getting on these Knight's Head glitches, using your utility right, and just making the right plays together. And you can see that's exactly what Justus is doing, play by play, kill by kill. This Mac is doing an amazing job right now of just staying on site and making sure that he can be this cog in the middle of this defensive stance that is from the side of Justus. And just like that, he's going to get bullied out.
Oh, a huge
flash is going to be coming out. And just like that, he's able to take out 2. Gronky, my goodness, letting them know that the Mac attack is back, baby. And he is going to be within 25 points now, as they are going to be trying to make this incredible comeback right here on this final hill.
That is massive, because even though he only gets 1 flash, everyone else went, oh shoot, and had to back up if they were pushing onto site. And it allowed him to win that. He pushes up and actually finds so much damage. He kills one of his teammates and they have sudden death. He kills one of his teammates with the Simtex. Delana bounces a bounce nade and manages to get Drew. They are holding on here. Justus Roco, absolutely no way. They take out Turner. Season trying to find a way to make it onto the objective. He downs himself before he manages to make it back on the site. 2 more points, 129. Get rid of Drew, knock him off of the objective, and that's going to be a full-on comeback from Justus Roco. We're looking at a 1-0 so far.
My goodness, I said it. I said that it could happen. This is kind of like Palace, the final hill, where if you hold it up, you can just keep them off of that site. And I don't even know if the Mac died. Did Mac even die that entire time? I don't think Gronky died that entire hold. I just realized that. We were on him the whole time. He never died. Yeah,
no,
he never died.
He never did.
Gronky never died, and he's at the bottom of his team. That says a lot, because my goodness, let's look at this bounce nade.
Yeah, off the fence, like off the fence, off the wall in front of him. I'm still.
Wall, yeah.
All I'm saying is everybody better say thank you, Gronky, because with that flat, I am so serious. Like, that flash may have only gotten one person, but it set up so much because, like I said, everyone that was trying to push onto the objective heard it whirring up and they went, oh crap, and rolled off. And then they had to make it in, which solidified their opportunity to continuously take one-on-ones, which is exactly what Justus needed during that time. That was so well played. Such a well-timed flash, man.
Yeah, overall, amazing stuff coming out of them. Drew gonna be taking out Gronky. That was a big play, but Delina's got his back. But oh my goodness, Frag, you cannot be losing those as Losi with the LMG. No, you cannot lose those, Frag. Those are ones where you're gonna get a little bit of stuff from your teammates if they watch this VOD back, because that is definitely not going to be a gunfight that you want to lose to an LMG, man. I'm kind of surprised that the LMG is even being pulled out by Losi instead of a submachine gun. Very interesting choice out of him. We got to see if it's going to end up being a right one. Right now, they are going to be able to be up by about 20 points on this hill. Gronky going to get a nice pre-nade coming out. Overall, amazing stuff coming from this squad in Justus that we've seen in this King of the Hill.
Also, another crazy bounce nade from Seeker, by the way. Like, he bounces it off of, like, I don't even know what to call that, really. Like, he bounces it off of one of the walls and it bounces into somebody else, gets the kill. I mean, these bounce nades are on point. Like, they're probably some of the craziest I've seen in a really long time. Like, you don't see bounce nades like these often, and you see them attempt bounce nades like these often, but you don't see them killing people as often as they are, right? Like, he's getting everyone with these nades. It doesn't feel like anywhere safe at this point.
Yeah, and right now, nothing is safe as there is so many of me. My goodness, you cannot miss a bullet if you are trying to win a gunfight against these guys right now, man. I talk about it. When you get to this level, these players are playing at such a pace, at such an accuracy level, you got to be able to hit every single bullet, because every single bullet matters. As you see Frag, he's able to kill that player and get the life drain proc off of it, go up to about 78 HP. Just great stuff coming out of him. Now, this is the thing. They're down by about 50, so they've got to lock this one up. They know what they can do on that final hill. They've done it before, but they got to get some points here on this C hill, especially since they already have control of it. So the big thing is if you die here, you need to get those early spawns for the final hill. You do not have a choice.
Yeah, right now, 78 to 47. They're doing well with not only playing this retake, but holding on to what they've got already. Turner downs himself with his own Halo drones, and this is not looking good for Empire of the Sun right now. Justus Roco are keeping the ball in their court. That is such effective play from Justus right now, honestly. They're holding on. As a matter of fact, I think Empire are actually just conceding majority of, they're conceding the rest of that time to letting them have this objective, honestly. They aren't really trying to force anything else out there, instead of forcing fights on the final objective. But Frag Out gets 2 and lives. He plays ring around the rosy with Drew, and he actually wins that fight too. My good, yeah, this is like, I have no words, man. This is just good. This is a good play. Like, they are turning up right now.
Oh yeah, big time. You know, Frag, he's heard the talks, man. A lot of people said, Frag, you're not even going to get top 4 this weekend. Ink, you know, he decided to depart from the team, and, you know, a lot of people lost faith, but Frag said, look, man, I've never not gotten top 2. What makes you think I'm not going to get top 2 this month? And that statement is being backed up right now, because he is not playing around. Gronky is not playing around. This duo is making waves right now. They are putting up numbers, looking to go up 2-0 in the series, 2-0 to finish off the King of the Hill. And right now, they're only 25 points away from doing it. Amazing. And this is what I mean. This is what I mean by having the submachine gun over the LMG. You're just able to have so much more accuracy with it. And just like that, Exclusive going to be getting that nice down with the molly. He's going to be snapping out that other player, and now they just got to clear out the players in long. Now there's only players in cut left. You just got to stay on the site. Frag is going to be amazing. Now you just got to clear this player out. You got to win this one, Exclusive. He's going to be hitting the stem. Both players hitting stem.
Nice nade.
Exclusive going to be getting the best out of him, and now only 5 points remaining. He's going to see that player lit up like a light bulb. And that is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. As you said, Fawn, it is going to be an easy 2-0 for the side of Justus Roco.
You can't play much more optimized than that. I think that is probably some of the best Roco I have seen in weeks. Like, that is insane. That is phenomenal. Like, you can't say anything about how Justus played that. They played strong 2 rounds in a row, a comeback the first round, and just primary control the majority of the second round. I am impressed. There is a reason they were part of the grand finals during the last main event it was that we watched here. I mean, there's a reason. There's a reason, like you said before. Why would they not be able to make top 2 once again? They definitely have the means of doing it, man. I mean, they were on point that game.
Oh yeah, big time. And you know, it's funny. Mac had a 0% pick rate all October, which is a very interesting stat because I think that that just goes to show you the priority that the KA30 at the time had before it had gotten restricted. I feel like players in King of the Hill, they really felt like they needed a KA30 in their hands. And since Mac, he's just not able to do that. You know, he's got the LMG and the SMGs. So, you know, not being able to have that in his hands, it was an issue. But now that that weapon is restricted, you know, Mac isn't a bad choice, you know, especially since you're able to use the D40 as we saw there so amazingly by Gronky. My goodness. My goodness, overall, just amazing stuff. Let's go ahead and check out these replays. Starting it off with the amazing bounce nade off of the wall in front of him, man. Just beautiful stuff from Frag. 147 right in the dome. And then we saw Gronky. He was on site, and this whole last 52 seconds, he didn't die. He might have went down to about 5 HP 40 different times, but it didn't matter. He never went down one time, and he was able to lock it down for his squad, and they were able to make a massive comeback. And that, honestly, I feel like most likely was just so dejecting from the side of Empire of the Sun that, you know, man, it's just hard to come back from that, honestly. Just a beautiful bounce nade off of that back wall yet again. The bounce nades from Frag, he is showing why he named himself Frag Out, man. He is so good with these frags. Doesn't matter if it's a normal nade, bounce nade, Simtex nade. He's going to be very, very accurate with it. Can't name yourself Frag if that's not the case. And you see the life drain proc. This he had no business winning. Like, what? Like, I'm sorry. Like, hip firing with an assault rifle, dead perfect accuracy up close, man. Man, that's just amazing stuff coming out of him, man. Accuracy some of us could only pray to ever have in our lifetime, man. Great stuff coming out of this squad overall to take this one 2-0. And now we're going to be going to a Breach Demolition. And this one is definitely a team-oriented map. You have to be on your P's and Q's.
Yeah, this is potentially, you know, the last game that Justus need to win to proceed on, right? I mean, Empire of the Sun, they've been looking strong at the start, but every single time it seems like they've been really struggling to get anything past that, right? They've started off strong, but Justus Roco have always stayed literally like a step ahead every single time. It's crazy, man. Like, I am so impressed, like floored by the performance that we saw them bring out today. And I can only assume the best from this point out, honestly.
Oh yeah, big time, 100%. And right now, I'm really just questioning what the bans are going to be, because that is going to decide what intel characters are going to be coming out. Is the glitch going to be on the map? Is the Talon going to be on the map? We can almost guarantee that the Dallas is going to be on the map unless it gets banned, especially on this one. Players love using that Dallas on offense and defense. Defense, he's good because of the molly. Offense, he's good because of the molly, also because of the snap, the reveal. You can also flank with him on defense with that snap reveal. Just so many different ways to use Dallas. He is just a staple, whether it's King of the Hill, whether it's Demolition, he is always on the map. Pretty much, I don't know if I've seen a game all October without Dallas. I feel like Dallas has had 100% pick rate. I don't know if I'm correct at that, but it definitely I can't remember a game where I haven't had Dallas in the game. So
yeah, it's like, it is absolutely crazy, man. Like, I really am floored, like, by their overall performance. Breach is one of those maps that we've seen as well, where Runway has definitely been a usual suspect here. We have seen Runway a lot on this map, especially in the coming weeks. Especially in the previous weeks, we've seen Runway a lot on this map. And I think it really is a testament not only to how this map works, but we see there's a lot of cover. There's a lot of places you can hide. There's a lot of places that you can actually fight. And it actually does wonders for the briefcase. It means that it's easier to play. It means that it's easier to play both post-plant and pre-plant.
Oh yeah, and speaking of Demolition, man, Justus are undefeated on Breach and in Demolition for the month of October. And that is a very big stat. Why? Because Demolition wins championships, and the fact that they have
Mhm.
not lost one, they are 5-0 in Demolitions currently for the month of October, and they are undefeated on Breach. They haven't lost on Breach, so they are feeling very, very comfortable coming in to this map right now. King of the Hill is probably where they have their biggest question marks, but now picking up Exclusive, like I said, Exclusive is a very talented King of the Hill player, and maybe that might be the thing to push this squad over the top in King of the Hill as well.
Right now, it seems like things are shaken up in terms of how Empire of the Sun really need to approach this. We have the Ronin and Anvil ban actually utilized here. That's interesting. So on a map like this, I can definitely see Anvil actually being utilized and Ronin as well, right? Like both of these characters are already really strong characters and great bans. I honestly like the bans on both sides of these teams. I think it's really good to be able to get rid of those characters.
Yeah, I love the bans. You know why I love them, though, is because somebody is left on the table in Demolition. Somebody
Yeah.
did not get banned. I didn't even talk about him, mainly because I didn't think they were going to let him through, and that is going to be Glitch, baby. So hopefully Drew will be able to pull out that Glitch for me. He knows that I love seeing the Glitch plays. Maybe he'll be on it. Maybe we'll see somebody like Gronky on it. Who knows? Or maybe nobody's going to pick it. I don't know. But I can be hopeful. Looks like that isn't going to be the case, which I'm honestly extremely, extremely surprised about. Just because we've seen what Glitch is able to do on the map, leaving it open, especially with no Ronin on the table. Very surprising. But hey, here we go. Going to be a Dallas on both sides. Straight up mirror match. Dahlia on both sides. Kestrel on both sides. Runway on both sides. So this bad boy is going to be a very, very chaotic, I will say, chaotic series, simply because with these compositions, it is going to be a lot of bursts. There's going to be a lot of situations where you see 4 downs at a time, 5 downs at a time, and then a little bit of a break, simply because people need to realize, wait a second, what just happened? Regroup and then re-go again. So I'm guessing it's going to be a whole lot of brawling. Whenever the action pops off, it's going to be a lot. And man, every single time we load in and we got this music playing in the background, man, my blood just gets pumping. I get excited, man. I feel like it's round 15 every single time I hear it, man. It's great. And we are got them hopping out of the plane right now. This is going to be an amazing match as we've got Empire of the Sun on the offensive side. Now let's see what bomb site they're going to head to.
Yeah, this is absolutely crazy to be able to actually witness this, man. I mean, once again, we're talking about a potentially undefeated team on this map going up against Empire of the Sun, right? I mean, like this is once again no stretch of the words here, but Empire of the Sun is obviously a great team, a good team to actually end up playing against Justus Roco. But I don't know. I'm not sure how this could go. So far, so good though. We at least trade things out 1-for-1. So that's at least decent for both sides. A little bit harder and I think a little bit worse of a trade on the attacker side. They are at least able to pick up one of their teammates, and Kestrel much of the same on the side of Justus Roco.
Yeah, both players are going to be revived, so it's going to be a 4v4 reset, just with a little bit less utility on both sides. Still 2 Simtexes, on the side of Exclusive, so he is going to be ready to launch those bad boys at this box when they try and get that bomb down. Now, there is no anvil, as it was banned, so it's going to be a lot harder to plant this bomb at this A site, simply because the only real place that you can plant it is on that box, and if they have utility to get you off, like those 2 Simtexes in hand showed, it's going to be very difficult for them to play this out to make it in their favor. There's the first Simtex. He was able to dodge that one. Just a nice shot coming out of Losi. Exclusive going to be down in Turner, though, with a Simtex. Like I said, bomb not going to be able to be planted. It's just too easy to dump that util once they plant the bomb on that box.
Yeah, I agree. They actually do manage to get the kill on Turner as well, as they were trying to slowly retreat back into the corner, moves out of the way of the drones, and slowly but surely they're whittling away at Empire of the Sun as the first round goes towards Justus Roco.
Yeah, Justus with a very solid round. They didn't get overzealous. They just called out players. They made sure that they were able to get that revive outside in the door on the little drop down area. And that right there was honestly their best time to try and plant the bomb, was when that Dahlia and that Runway were both out of the picture. You got to be able to use that aggression and realize that you have those numbers, but instead they sat, they waited, they let them get the revive, then they tried to make their play, and then they were just they were just deleted by those two Simtex. As you saw, he threw one. He was able to dodge that one, but you can't dodge two. It's going to be very, very hard to do that.
Right now, slowly making their way back towards the side. They're going A this time around again, as they are trying to just keep the pressure on them. Delena is backed up for the most part. It seems like they're going to try and play as passively as they can. They are forcing things out a little bit, little by little, as they break it, as they break the wall open. Breakable wall is now out of the mix here, as they are still trying to find a way on. This is trading things out 1-for-1 is great, but having to trade somebody out 1-for-1 and then worried about the attackers losing a member is always the hardest thing to deal with. Because losing someone on attack is way worse than losing someone on defense, in my opinion. Defense already has angles it is they need to set up. They already have angles that they're holding that can easily make it to another teammate depending on where their teammate dies at. But if you're talking about attack, even though they just got the bomb down, it makes it that much worse because you have to cover and fight for pretty much every angle you're trying to look for. Beautiful drones from the Kestrel right there. Drew actually does manage to get one down and finds Delena too. That's two already gone out of the fray here. Two still remaining on the side of Justus Roco.
Uh-oh, but Frag, he got a frag kill, and he was able to get the sub kill. He sees his head. They are able to figure out where both these players are. And oh my god, just like that, Exclusive, able to hit the nasty shot. They know exactly where Losi is. He's got to take out Drew as well. Exclusive doing his best, but no, his teammate isn't able to take out Losi, man. Exclusive was going crazy there at the end, and just like that, man. And that is what I mean, though, is Exclusive is one of those players that is just so hard to win gunfights against. You know, the most annoying thing in Rogue Company is going up against a player. When you wide swing them, you think you got the first shot, and then all of a sudden they only aim for headshots. That is the type of player Exclusive is. When he goes for a gunfight, he doesn't care about your body. All he sees is your face. He is going to shoot you in the face, whether it's with a sniper, whether it's with a sub, whether it's with an AR, and just a beautiful play coming out of him. They weren't able to win the round off of it, though. So close.
Yeah, right now, this is possibly one of the craziest things to be able to witness, honestly. I mean, like, what a back and forth game that we're seeing once again. Justus Roco doing a great job at not only stalling them, but keeping them off the side. Empire of the Sun doing great at the adaptation, winning that last round, even though they lost everyone. They got the bomb down. That's the play it is that you need to be able to make. You get the bomb down, way easier for you to actually overtake that.
And right now you see the smokes coming out, so a little bit more coordinated of a push this time. But there is going to be a player on site.
Nice.
Not sure what Delena was doing. I am not a fan of that, but hey, look, you got to try out certain things, and you know, maybe it'll pay off for them later as Frag is able to get the full kill on Drew. Exclusive goes down, but he's going to get right back up. That is going to be a Dahlia Rez, and Frag is going to get taken out. Now, is he going to get full killed? No. And this is the problem, is if he's going to get rezzed. Oh my goodness, they're going to get the revive. No way they're going to get the revive on Frag. Yes. No. Frag did get full killed. Oh my goodness. So now it is going to be a 2v3. As this player is going to bleed out. 2v2 now. As, man, they got to defend this bad boy. Exclusive and Gronky. But Exclusive hitting the headshot, and now he's going to be pushing. He is like a dog off of a leash. Gronky's going to help him out, taking out that player. And just like that, a 2v3 situation yet again for this side of Justus, as Exclusive not missing with that sniper. Good Lord God Almighty, that boy is cold.
That is wild, man. What a goodness. I mean, like, I don't know what else it is you could say or even do about that, man. You're like, I got him, don't worry. And then the next thing you know is that you're down on the ground. Like that, for example. Like, Turner swings again because he's like, I got it. Don't even worry about it. Not a single shot left that barrel when he peeked again. Exclusives already had his number. He takes him out of that fight, and they're able to win that round because of it. Justus Roco. My goodness, man.
And
what amazing
see the confidence. After he hit that headshot, he immediately rolled down to challenge the next guy. Like, just that mindset, like, I am going after it. Like, that is the type of mindset that you have to have when you're joining a team like this. Because if you're coming in, the highest placing you've ever gotten is top 16. A lot of people are looking at you like, hey, if this squad loses, you're most likely going to be the cause of it. But guess what? He is showing out right now and showing up for sure for this squad in Justus. And I'm sure that they're very happy with his performance right now, especially in this Demolition. He is doing amazing things for them, filling in just right.
Right now, things seem to be going in the way of Justus Roco the last couple of rounds. Even when they lost their round, they still eliminated everyone, right? Just not enough timer on the bomb, but trying to push with Chapo being there. Stems himself back up, tosses out the bounce nade. Wants to make sure he clears properly before he even goes for the res, but may not even be able to pick him up. Exclusive gets brought down as well. Now this is a 2v3. But Delena's on the flank, actually. He's all the way behind them, I believe, is what we were seeing. Yeah, Delena is actually behind them, and they have no clue. He's slowly trying to make his way forward. Is what he wants to do. Well, how he lands the shots. He uses the revolver, but it's not enough. Throws out the ensign as well. This is a 3v2. Same thing as it's always been. Tries to push in, manages to win the fight against Season. And that means that now they've pushed up so far with the Kestrel having a 1v2 scenario here, not realizing that there's one right below him, tries to fight Chapo, almost wins that, but not going to be able to at the end of the day. That's a 2v2 tie for both teams.
My lord, almost won that gunfight. Could have stemmed up, taken the last one, maybe got the defuse off. Who knows, man? But guess what? Ifs are not a thing. It is 2-2. That is the reality of the situation. Empire of the Sun definitely going to be fighting back right now. This is a close match, man. Justus, they haven't lost a Breach Demolition this month. Let's see if this is going to be the first time, because right now, Empire of the Sun, they've already gotten 2 rounds on offense, and I will say with pretty good confidence that this is more of a defensive-sided map. I think the more that this map is getting played out, it started off as an offensive-sided map simply because you could really bully that site and get that plant down immediately because players didn't really know how to play against it, how to defend it that well. Most players would just play for that retake. But right now, the way that teams are playing this defensively, it is a lot harder to plant the bomb now in this current meta with this runway situation. So you see right now, Gronky, he's not going to be going for the flank. He's going to be coming over, helping out his team. And you see it's going to be another slow play while they're setting up to get this bomb down.
Right now, things are becoming more and more dangerous for either side. Okay, bro, I guess at this point... you just gotta stop peeking. Like at least if Exclusive's watching the angle, you gotta stop looking. I guess that's just how that is, right? Because that's like the 8th time that Turner's tried to peek out and has immediately gotten popped by Exclusive. Drew finds one, Frag Out gets knocked down here, and they actually have strong control over the high ground here. Exclusive gets brought down to virtually no HP and is still slowly trying to make his way in. They down Season and Drew at the same time, and one of them was the bomb carrier. That's best case scenario for Justus. They push in and take care of Turner. That's 3-2.
Yeah, that was a big round for them. And you saw Exclusive, he was able to down a few people that round. Big plays coming out of him on this runway. We talked about the runway being such a good new rogue, especially in Demolition. And man, he's just able to do such an amazing thing with this Sahara. Just overall great plays coming out of him, man. Able to down both of these final players. We didn't even get to see the snipe in the replay, man. The snipe to start it all off, man. Like you said, do not peek Exclusive. He only sees your head, I'm telling you. He'll never shoot you from the neck down, I'm telling you. He's only going to be shooting you in the head. That's all he aims for, and he's very accurate with it. So if you're very accurate doing that, guess what? It's going to be a problem every single time.
Right now, it seems like they're trying to give up and shake things up a little bit. Well, give up A side and see if they can opt to go for B. Man, what in the world? Out of 2 people running in a straight line, Turner's the one that gets downed again by Exclusive. That's probably the most unfortunate thing ever. It's like he is exclusively bounty hunting Exclusive.
Yeah, that is the case right now for sure. As man, right now, both of these teams trying to vibe for position. Kestrel going down, Dallas going down on the other side.
Oh,
just like that, Exclusive getting 2 in that turn. And man, this is the Exclusive show, as he's exclusively going to be taking out these players one by one, letting them know that guess what, it's dinner time, baby. Exclusive is here, and Exclusive is making noise, man. 4-2 advantage right now coming out. He was able to get the sniper shot, wide swinging these players, able to down both of them. Did he miss a bullet? Like, my goodness, Exclusive. He is on one right now. He told me, look, man, I'm not going to let you down, man. I understand that you really thought that this would have been a good fit for this squad because guess what? Can't lie. I did recommend to them Exclusive wouldn't be a bad option for another fourth. You know, they needed a last minute pickup. I said Exclusive's a pretty good player, even though he's never been on a top team. And hey, they gave him the try, the try. And guess what? He is making the most of it right now for sure. Had no clue how it was going to play out, but it's looking like it's definitely paying nice dividends right now. Because if they win this map, they're going to be guaranteeing themselves at least $250, even if they don't win another map the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, this is crazy. Like, this is wild to be able to see this. Once again, Sniper getting brought out. Exclusive waiting back in the mist so far. Tosses the bomb down, just trading it as they're slowly waiting for an opportunity to try and see if they can actually fight this, take this from Empire of the Sun. And they have not made it in yet. They are playing about as cautiously as you would expect them to, as you see them slowly inching their way forward and trying to see if they can keep the pressure on. Season moves in, but I believe they might actually be able to get the bomb down. Yeah, with this plant, they'll be able to get the bomb down.
Yeah, they'll get it down with relative Exclusive through the smoke, lined up the Simtex. Great play yet again, getting that first blood and the full kill. Oh my goodness. Another snipe shot. Oh, he ducked it that time. But guess what? The Sahara is going to be coming out, taking him down to 54. And man, Exclusive, he is on a mission. He's looking like this is a 1v2 right now. He's saying, man, I don't need teammates. I'll go hunt them by myself. And he's going to be hopping in this window, trying to take out one. He's up in there with the sniper. He tried to make the play go crazy. He's going to get right back up and try to snipe him again. Yep, that's Exclusive for you.
Nice, hits the shot. Wow,
hit the body shot. Man, my goodness, he's putting on a show right now for you guys in this CMG 10K main event. My goodness, 5-2 advantage.
Yeah, that's crazy. There gets to a certain point in time where you are looking at high-level play in any game it is that you're looking at, but in this specific situation, we're talking about Rogue Company. And you watch some of these players play, and you just go, dude, is this a person playing, or are we looking at a robot? Like, like there's a certain time where you really just have to be like, there's no way I could ever. Like, this has to be a person. This has to be a robot. There's no way this is a real person sitting behind the sticks or sitting behind the keyboard and mouse. That's impossible. But here we are at this high level of play. There is a reason Justus Roco made top 2. There's a reason.
Yeah.
This was the type of play. They were still a force to be reckoned with Ink on the team. And now here we are with new blood Exclusive on the team. For them specifically, new blood for them.
Yeah.
And they're doing just as well.
Yeah, exactly. And man, right now, that first blood was so big. The Simtex through the smoke, Exclusive hopping up. He immediately went for that headshot. The fact that he almost hit that as well, like,
that's what's crazy.
Exactly, hitting the body shot on that player, not letting him breathe at all, man. That is wild. We're surprised at this point to see him hit a body shot. I'm very surprised at this point. Figured he would be aiming for the head again, man, out of knowing this guy. Maybe he thought all he needed was a body since the guy was a little bit low already. But you can see, man, right now, this squad, they are feeling themselves. No runway going to be coming out on this defensive side. They went a little bit more defensive with the trench coming out. So that is very interesting. But guess what? Exclusive's back on the runway, which means he's going to have a sniper in his hands, and that means it's going to be a problem once he gets that bad boy. So we just got to pay attention to that, because right now, this squad and Justus, they're going to be coming over to this A-bomb site, and they're coming over fast, and that might not pay off well, because guess what? Frag gets taken out by Drew. But just like that, Delina going to be taking out Drew in return. Lots of trades coming out, and now it's only Trench in the back, and they know exactly where he's at. And Exclusive is going to be hunting that bad boy down, trying to hit the last 2-tap, but guess what? He didn't get it. Now, our revive's going to be coming out, because that's what Justus are known for. If a player... okay. So one revive is going to be coming out. That's going to be the Dahlia. Dahlia is not linked with anyone. I believe they're trying to even revive... Yes, they're trying to revive X as well, but they're not going to be able to get to him in time, but they're just going to take out that player on site. Either way, my goodness, 2-6 advantage. Justus is rolling right now.
What an amazing opportunity for Delena as well. I mean, he downs multiple with the nade. He downs one, gets 2 more with 2 separate nades, man. I mean, like, that is just presence of mind at its finest. That is understanding what you're doing, how to play the game, and that's just that's just at the end of the day what you can expect to see from these types of players, man. Be able to understand the adaptation, to be able to understand like the flow of how these matches typically go. There are some people that just know so much, and these are the type of people that I'm talking about right now.
Yeah, exactly, man. You even got people in the chat going crazy over it, man. We got people saying exclusive is nasty. We got people saying exclusive is not playing. He is not joking. One person even said, according to you, exclusive isn't human.
Is
Man,
that yo?
he is, yeah, they agree with you, man. He is hitting some crazy shots right now. His frag out, gonna be getting that initial down with the frag, but a Claymore kill, gonna be getting traded out in return, and that's gonna be on the Dahlia. No tenacity on the Dahlia yet, so they're going to have to hand-res that bad boy. Now, are they going to be able to get him up? He's down on the stairs. That is a terrible place to be down. They're going to leave him. They're saying, bye, Frag. You know what? You made the mistake of going down there. We're out of here. We're going to go ahead and go over to this B-bomb site, get this bomb down, and the thing is that they're already set up, so even though they're down a man, this might be a very good situation for this Justus squad.
You know, right now, they do manage to get the bomb down, and this is a 3v4 situation right now. They planted it in such a great spot, and this is such a good place for Exclusive to be at. They shoot Season. He's not going to take that fight. He still needs to stay hidden. They come over. They don't know that he's right there. Exclusive gets one. Exclusive gets two. And that's him having the proper positioning. Sometimes the best place to play at is the least expected and the most obvious, because who would think that someone's waiting right there? Most people didn't. They didn't even check. They came over the wall and was like, there's no way he's right there. Why would he be there, right? And yet here they are being there. Like, it's the place that they would least expect it. Man,
yeah,
well played.
Time. Yeah, so well played. That is an understatement. And right now, this Justus squad is one round away from guaranteeing themselves in the top 6, guaranteeing themselves a piece of that prize pool. But we all know they're not going for top 6. They're going for number 1 or bust. That is the expectations on this squad. They have been the best team in Rogue Company all year long overall. And now it's time to show why yet again, as they are putting a hurting on Empire of the Sun in this third map, trying to put an absolute exclamation point on this 3-0 potentially.
Here we go, trying to slowly make their way in. 2 of them watching close by, Season and Turner. Trying to push in for the most part. The APS is going, oh my, I don't even understand. It's like... that was a reaction, and that's what's crazy to me, was that it was reacted to. Like, he reacted to seeing something there and took the shot. It just so happened to be a headshot. I mean, like, he's been aiming at the head this entire game.
Yep, that's what I'm saying, man. Exclusive definitely making the most of his opportunity, man. This is all I'm gonna say, is if you are sitting here thinking, man, I'm never gonna have a chance to get on one of these top teams, Exclusive, perfect example, man. Perfect example. He's a player. Guess what? He hasn't even been on any other top teams, but guess what? He's been showing out in 8s, in scrims, things like that, just random pickup games. And guess what? His talent has been shown enough to where a top squad is willing to pick him up and give him a chance in this main event situation. So guess what, man? Get your team together. Get yourself together. Get a piece of the prize, because guess what? Justus, they are showing that absolutely anybody can come up from the bottom and make a name for themselves. And just like that, it's going to be a 3-0 sweep for the side of Justus over Empire.
What an amazing game. What an amazing set. We saw some amazing display of skill, great adaptation, and great teamwork on the side of Justus Roco. Now, while their opponents may be down, they are definitely not out. They will be sent to the losers bracket here, and that's what I'm so interested to be able to see, is them proceeding forward from that point on. I'm greatly interested to see the rest of their performance. And like you were mentioning before, the losers bracket is not looking easy. There's some killers already in that losers bracket. I will be pretty worried. So you thought you had to bring your A game before. Your P's and Q's need to always be ready, because otherwise you are not going to have an easier time trying to climb back up from losers bracket. That's something that nobody wants to really experience, and it's always difficult and super stressful. So best of luck to Empire of the Sun. They had an amazing run, but even still, Justus Roco, they were just better this set, man. I mean, wow, amazing play.
Yeah, Justice was looking absolutely incredible this entire series. And now Justice is going to need to look a little bit more incredible. But before we talk about their next matchup, let's go ahead and look at the series replays from this amazing series we just witnessed. It all started off on the Windward Demolition. Delena doing amazing stuff on this Scorch. This one came down to the wire, though, man. This one was a close match. We got to get this one in slow-mo. The movement out
Yeah.
of Frag, absolutely amazing. That's definitely going to be on the top 10 if we have one of those, man. Who knows, man, at this rate. But man, listen, Frag is absolutely going insane every single time. He is not losing. Like I said, man, a lot of people doubted Frag out, and he said, you know what, I'm going to come into today and I'm going to prove people wrong. And guess what? He has shown that, man. He has shown that, guess what? It's a reason that he is the king of Rogue Company, man. He's been on top and staying on top for a reason.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm honestly at a loss from words, man. I mean, like, just the adaptation is really what gets me. It's always one of the single most hard things to do is to adapt as an individual, as a player. But doing that as a team is even more difficult, and showing that you have the prowess to be able to do that is not something to scoff at. And now here we are back on Frag Out with the beautiful bounce nades, man. I mean, overall impressive. We talk a lot about how on this map, on Factory, we saw Gronky really locking this place down, man. I mean, that I am still floored by that flash. That flash, like, I have said it multiple times over, but that flash, only getting one person is not the bad thing. That's not what they were looking for. It's the pressure that it applies when you're using the flash, and you have to be concerned about it going off before you end up dying, right? That's why one of them got killed, that was flashed. The other one rolls in later because he's too worried about getting flashed himself. That offsets the momentum, that offsets the aggression, and it's overall a great pick. I'm surprised we haven't seen Mac more often throughout the season. I mean, maybe this was just a secret pick that people were willing to pick later on during main stage, but I mean, I'm definitely glad to see it. This really has been a game of some adaptive playstyles, man. I mean, I really am just floored. I am so impressed with these teams.
Oh yeah, big time, man. And it was some incredible snipes that we were seeing out of exclusive on this third map right here, man. Making the highlight reel. Next couple minutes, probably going to be a whole lot of him, because he was absolutely going off with this sniper. My goodness, yet another shot of that beautiful snipe, man, coming to challenge this player. It almost looks like a repeat of the last highlight, man. He was able to do it so many times over and over again, man. Just all around amazing plays from this squad on Justus. And once they tied this bad boy up 2-2, they were really just steamrolling it. They didn't look back, and they were not messing around. And that is going to be a solid 3-0 victory, and they're going to be feeling very, very good. But now they're going to be going up against their arch nemesis, ladies and gentlemen, and that is going to be a very, very good matchup. Why? Because Justus has a new fourth. Right Turtle are the defending champions, so who knows how this bad boy is going to go. We know that Justus were able to take them out in the qualifier, but a qualifier and a main event are two completely different things, Fawn, and right here is where you got to be on your P's and Q's, like you said. So this is going to be a very, very good matchup between Justus and Right Turtle.